make a move and the bunny gets it.
I said, put the bunny back in the box. Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box?
Roar. Roar.
Colonel Ironsides here. 200 years I stood in the gap, fighting those who would harm my country. It was my honor, my sacred duty, so help me God. 9 times they took my life. 9 times I stood back up and made them pay. The freedom fighter I could handle anything, but someone betrayed me. I was ambushed, made mortal, rendered powerless, and retired. They passed an amendment that made me a civilian before I left the hospital. For 50 years, I watched my country change. Watched this work while erasing me from history. The day I quit my job, I powered up and discovered they lied about that too. I'll remind them of freedom. I'll remind them of duty. I'll remind them of their oaths and who they serve. I'll remind them while I'm shoving it down their throats. It's showtime.
Psychically, I'm very well endowed.
I wanna know what you're thinking. There are some things you can't hide. I wanna know what you're feeling. Tell me what's on your mind.
Hey there, this is Cooper from Telepathic Bunny Comics. Welcome to What's Next, where we explore not the now, but what's on the way. And this series is about characters. It's about the characters I think are going to be the next big thing. After the dross is, burned away and, the characters that are currently being like exploited and desecrated. I think that we are about to pivot to looking what's coming up the pike. At least that's what I'm trying to do in this show here. It's pretty easy to talk about what is, but not very as popular as when you're trying to diagnose trends or trying to decide what's coming or what's on basically in the what's about to be big, what's about to capture people's imaginations. Like early 90s when Billy Tucci just, had a fashion art background and not a comic art background, decided that he was going to take that fashion background and develop a comic called She. Once that people saw that lady and how her costume was designed with aesthetic in mind and not functionality, but he had a mix of functionality and aesthetic that no one had seen before. And suddenly the bad girl movement began, suddenly, you had people like Psylocke wearing a lot less, and I think that with the girl boss trend that's going on right now, I think that it's really done female characters a disservice. In that one of the most intriguing things about female characters is their vulnerability. And when you refuse to give your female characters any vulnerability, you take away some of the things that make them compelling. And so today, last week we talked about Heather Swain and how Heather Swain was a good example, like the final girl, the a normal human girl who is kind of like called upon to do extraordinary things. And but today we don't the person that we're going to talk about today, the character, is Perfect 10, and she is not an ordinary mortal. She has powers, but how do you write somebody that has powers as vulnerable, as feminine? And how do you find that balance between her being like a badass, but at the same time being compelling? And I believe Dave Brink has cracked the code on that. Let's see. Let's make sure. Seeing a comment over here. I think it's the one I pinned. Oh, no, hold on a second. Hey, look, put the bunny back in the box. Yeah. Well, the bunny's out of the box. Okay. That's pretty much it. Thanks for coming, Wook. Anyway, so people want to ask, why are you giving Dave Brink and Genuine Comics this much press? I've talked about the series, and just so you know my bona fides, got the Crossroads right here. Got the first Powertrip. Got the first comic signed. There you go. Got the third. This is the third comic. Got that one. This is the signed copy of Perfect 10 first edition. I'm told that that's pretty rare now, according to Dave. I've got heroes and villains. The art. 1 and 2. Okay. Got the Perfect 10. I think this is 2, issue 2. Got that one. That's a limited edition cover. Got the perfect. This is another alternate cover for 3. I didn't realize I had 2 of those. But this is 4. Got the lady herself on the back. But I say all that to say this: I'm not getting paid or compensated by Genuine Comics. I am a fan. Okay, a genuine fan of Genuine Comics. You know, take it however you want to take it. But this particular character is compelling in that in this world of poorly written female characters, she is an extraordinarily well-written one. This is not the current trailer. You saw the current trailer. I'll play that one again later. But this is from issue 2. But Allie Lauerdale did the voice for this, and it's just really incredible. And it sums up Perfect 10 so well. I really can't do a better job than this. And the voice acting is just top notch. But it basically gives her inherent vulnerability, kind of like a little bit of her power, and just what the situation she's in. Dave puts her through hell. He really does. If she didn't have a healing ability, she would be gone by now. And she's not still out of it. That's why I'm really eager to see the number 5, Perfect 10, number 5. But check this out. Let's check his trailer out. This will explain a lot of it.
The Perfection Program. That's what they call it. It gave me life, but it also caused death. I never asked for any of this. Running from superpowered murderers who want revenge? Revenge for something I did? Something I can't remember. But I won't run. I refuse. I don't want to be controlled anymore. This world needs more heroes than villains. That's more important than anything, isn't it? My existence has to mean something. It has to make a difference somehow. For Virgil. For Aaron. I need to be worth this life I've been given. I need to do what's right. Even if it kills me.
Okay, StreamYards is doing something really weird today. It's basically taking double clicks where there is no double clicks, and it's like holding on to clips longer than usual, or not playing them at all. I don't know what the deal is, but we'll have to work our way through it. Let's see a second. Perfect 10 is more like Perfect 20. Damn, yeah. Bunny's out of the box. Run away, run for your life, Monty Python. Yep. No, you don't need a holy hand grenade for me, though. You just don't. Anyway, but that trailer really sums it up. She was created to be an assassin, and they basically used her as a tool to kill these powered people, and her and her, other 9, synthoids. But basically, she wasn't given a choice. She would be sent for these missions. She was programmed to do the mission, and then they wiped her memory. And so she wasn't really like making her own choices when she did all these things. But she's basically, now that she's given a choice, now that she's given her ability to decide and to choose one way or another, she is choosing to do the right thing. She's choosing to be a hero, and she's determined to do the right thing, no matter what it costs her. There's a scene. Let me see. Let me get it right quick. Okay, there's a scene from this book too, where all the monsters kind of show up, and they show up to basically, they all show up at one time to take her down. To they demand that she comes out. They demand that she's released to them, and they start like murdering people downtown to draw her out. And she's like, I can't let this happen. I can't let people die on my behalf. And so she basically asks for help, and nobody will give it to her because they all hate her guts. She was a tool used to like bring them in line to kill those who like displeased the powers that be. And so they're not making differentiate between her being their weapon and for her being like on her own person, her own character. And so what does she do? She goes after it anyway. And this is book 2. This is from what that trailer is about. But so she dives into it like headlong on her own by herself. And yeah, this pretty much sums it up. Powell Rodricks, ladies and gentlemen, incredible artist. He draws, that's his muse. Perfect Tense is muse. He draws her like, nobody. But basically, so she goes in by herself and she's overwhelmed, and I won't go into spoilers. You really need to pick up the series. But she's determined that she's going to do the right thing. She's determined that now she has her, druthers, now that she has her ability to make these choices, that she is going to make the right choice this time. She's going to stand in the gap. She's going to protect people that are powerless, and she's going to do so. It's almost like because she's a brand new creation, because she doesn't have a backstory, she doesn't have a family, she doesn't have a Virgil, her creator, who sets her free. He's pretty much the closest thing to a family she has. Not a terrible muse to have. No, she is not. Let me bring up some images here. These are just from the comic itself. These are like mostly cover images. I can't find I had a whole bunch of them otherwise, and I can't figure out where they're at. So I kind of like a free print that came with I think it was the last campaign. I think it was FMC exclusive print. I got this one. But now Granted, the mechanics are probably not entirely, realistic on this picture, but yeah, definitely. But anyway, so that's Herd Calamity. This is the cover from one of the alternative cover from 3, but she they puts her through hell, man. She goes through it, but she stands up. She's brave. But this is one of the things that Dave does to bring out her vulnerability. Is she does take damage. Now, when you don't see someone take damage, you don't really feel for them. You don't really, the whole Rey Skywalker thing, the way what they did with that character is she doesn't take damage. She doesn't fail. She doesn't fall down. She doesn't make mistakes. You give her a lightsaber and she's able to take on a Jedi Knight or Sith Lord and beat them without any training whatsoever. And so you don't have that arc. You don't feel their vulnerability, and so you don't feel for them. But Dave, he puts his character through hell. But sorry, here we go. But again, but she is very compelling, and she's very aspirational, because here's a creature that was created to be a killer, but she's choosing to be a guardian. And but I say but again, I don't know why I keep saying but. Goodness gracious. That's that back cover on issue 2. Here it is. There's a alternative cover to issue 2, I think. But sorry, I'm doing it again. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. She's just somebody that she's just being in addition to being very well drawn. I mean, here you go. This is the guy Dan. What is his last name? They call him Boob Dan for a reason. But here she is. This is from issue 4. This is from 4. And as you see, she goes through it, man. She goes through it. Rump roast. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I don't know why. It's like I'm stuck on the word right now. Anyway, I think that's all the images I got. Yeah, that's all the images I got. Anyway. She's just a very compelling character. It seems like when people get superpowers, especially females, they think they got to make them totally overpowered. They got to make them, totally invulnerable. They've got to defeat the males. Intersectional feminist is just destroyed the whole entire female character dynamic. One great thing about people like Ripley, from Aliens, was that Ripley, she cheated a lot. She made decisions ultimate decisions that may are pretty drastic. Okay. Like everybody gets killed except for her in that first movie. And so she blows up the ship to get rid of this thing. I mean, that kind of determination, it's compelling. It's very compelling. And so when you take your female protagonists, even the ones that are powered, and you absolutely remove that vulnerability, remove that ability to take damage, remove that emotionality from them. There's a lot of times with Perfect 10. She's hated. She's absolutely hated. How could you not be stuck on the butt? I don't know. It was like mental for some reason. It was stuck in my mentality for some reason. I think it has something to do with like this image right here to my, like right there. Might have something to do with that image. I don't know. Anyway. Hold on a second. Yeah, that's the image I used for my thumbnail. So yep, there you go. Powell just draws her so well. Just draws her so well. Gets distracting. Anyway, but the reason why I think that she is going to be a character that I think the mainstream event, as soon as eventually when the mainstream catches up and they start like, looking for these characters that we know that we have in our space. I think the reason why she's going to stick out is she's just so well-rounded, and she's so well written. Has something to do with hormones. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I was just stuck there for a second. I don't know why. What Dave has got, he's kind of like exploring things already. This is something that he put out. I don't know how far along this has gotten, but this is an intro, animated intro. So here you go. Yeah. So that's actually a scene from the first book. She goes up against a guy who emits radiation, and he gets her pretty good, but she manages to regenerate. Well-rounded, you know it. Yeah. But yeah, Dave doesn't he doesn't compensate me for this stuff. I'm paying for the privilege of being a fan. I'm a backer. I'm a somebody who as soon as something comes up, I backed the latest campaign because it hit FMC finally. I backed that today. You can look up my tweet from this morning. But the reason why I back anything that Dave puts out that's Perfect 10 is because I just want to see where she goes. I want to see where this character goes. I mean, we're still in the first, basically the first couple of days of her, for her awakening, after her awakening. And so it's still pretty like up in the air as to, where the story's going to lead. We know that she's in, she's kind of like, it keeps getting thrown in the deep end and she keeps finding a way out of it. And yeah, she is 10 times faster, 10 times stronger, 10 times, more flexible than a normal human. And she heals 10 times faster than a normal human. And so that's a very powerful being to deal with. But sorry, here we go again. I'm stuck on that word. Anyway, however, she melting down live on air. Goodness gracious. Good thing nobody's here to see it. There you go. Anyway. Yeah. Making fun of me over there. All right. Anyway, so okay, let me see. I don't know. All right. So the reason why, I did the characters, I did my own character, Ironsides, because he's just a great character, and I did Heather Swain last week and doing Perfect 10 this week, and the reason why is because characters are the thing. Characters are, if you've got a compelling character, not just visually. Now we have a lot of visually compelling characters, but they have no personality. They have no, no depth to them that keeps bringing you back. I was pointing out the other day that everybody like drools over Lilith from the Graveyard Shift series, John Malin's series. And he's even put out a whole entire book of pinups of her, contributed by a bunch of artists because he's got that much pull. And he had a prequel story made by Norwal and one of the books, and that was interesting. But he just writes her like a pinup doll. Mark Polton, I think, does his writing for him. The results may vary, but I just have she doesn't compel. She's not compelling to me in any way, shape, or form. I mean, yeah. Oh, there's Lily standing, looking over her shoulder with a butt. There's Lily like bending over something. There's her butt, or there's her breast. There's her leaning across something this way. But her personality doesn't come through to me, and she doesn't struggle. She's never in danger. It seems. She doesn't like have to fight her way through stuff, and she's not compelling to me. I mean, she's over 100,000 every time he puts out that comic, and I don't know how much of that's on merit or how much that's on hero worship. But I stopped following the comic. This one I'm up to number 5. And as soon as he hits FMC, I'm backing because I'm pretty much back exclusively on FMC. I'm believing contributing to the future, not Indiegogo, which is not going to be in part of the future. I can guarantee you that. Anyway, second. You must face the butt. Become one with the butt. Serve the butt with hot sauce and cherry soda. Hot sauce and cherry soda. Where did you come up with? Never mind. I don't want to know. Anyway, but however, it's just that if you make a compelling character, Rey Skywalker is not a compelling character for me. The Furiosa, that movie tanked at the box office because when you watch Mad Max Fury Road, she's not really a personality. She doesn't really have a personality. She doesn't really have anything compelling about her. You don't really find out about her backstory that much. She just scowls at everything, and she just has a mechanical arm. And so when they put out the movie, it's like, why are you doing a spinoff with her? Nobody could really put hot sauce on everything. I got you. I didn't realize that my show was going to turn into a hot sauce commercial, but that's fine. There's a lot of hot things going on, I guess. What thing about it is the reason, if you want people to keep coming back, if you want people to keep following your IP, if you want people to seek out the books that have your hero in them, you're going to have to give them something besides, look how hot she is. Oh my God. Oh, look at her butt. Look at her boobs. Wow. Look at her pout. You're going to have to give her more than that. I was given a book to possibly promote. And I have a rule. If you're a small enough creator, if you're beyond beyond a certain point, where my opinion is going to make or break you, or maybe hurt your bottom line in some way, shape, or form, then I only push your book if you're good enough that I'm not going to hurt you. And they gave me a PDF of their first book, and I swear to you, it was just basically pinups strung together by a loose plot that made absolutely no sense. But all they wanted to do was like show her off doing this, showing her off this, showing this. I mean, I saw this woman in more angles and more of her anatomy than I really. After a while, it just became monotonous. And there was no plot. There was no story. She didn't have a backstory at all. And she was really derivative off of Rogue from the comics, but I'll just say that much. But they wanted me to push this book. And I told them, I was like, I'm sorry, it doesn't meet the level where I feel comfortable pushing this book. Hold on a second. Butt and boobs, yeah. TNA makes money. It makes money, but it doesn't engender loyalty to your book. I mean, I've got a really hot character named Switch. And it's funny because my friend Wolfsbane Comics calls her his waifu, whatever that means. It sounds kind of creepy, so I haven't really looked into it. But I also have a ghost pirate chick and a hot Caribbean girl who she like inhabits. And so if I wanted to push the TNA in my book, I've got the characters. I've got a ninja chick named Peacock, who I think would really be compelling if I wanted to push that. But, however, I have to say that I want to push their character more than I want to push their body parts. And Perfect 10 has incredible body parts, okay? Incredible body parts. Tell that to Playboy before the woke times. Yeah. But that's a different kind of clientele, okay? With the proliferation of pornography, if I want to see body parts, a short Google will get me body parts. I could, lift up the phone right now and I could like type in the right thing and boom, I got body parts. Whatever configuration I can imagine, I could have it, I'm a big Redhead fan. Okay. Redhead, blah, 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 blah. Boom. Redhead. Okay. I could even get cosplayers of comic book characters, cosplaying. So if I like, I'd like to see Jean Grey, blah, 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 spread eagled. Boom. I could probably find that. Okay. If we're just talking like the goodies, we're talking about body parts, and Perfect 10 is a perfect example of that because she is perfect. I mean, she's perfect. You want body parts, you got body parts, okay? If that's what you're after, you got them. Dave's such a sweet guy, and he's such under, he's such a like a low key guy. I don't think he's a pervert, but my gosh, he winds up kind of comes off as a pervert when you see Perfect 10. He's America Bliss. He does like the ladies. He does like the curves. And Powell Powell can draw it, man. He can draw those curves like very few people. However, the thing about it is, if that was No, I'm not giving away trade secrets. No, I'm not giving away trade secrets. The thing is, Heather Swain's a good example of this, but if Heather Swain was just the body parts, I wouldn't be nothing wrong with the curves. I'm not saying anything's wrong with the curves, Wook. Pay attention. Heather Swain's a good example of this. If she was just like the sum of her parts, and she has very nice parts, I'm compelled to follow her story because of her personality, because of her vulnerability, because she, especially now she has a daughter. She's a mama now, and that mama urge gives women another gear that single women don't have. Let's just say that mama bear is a real thing. Mama bear impulse is a real thing. And so I don't care how mild mannered you are. If somebody's messing with your kid, mama bear comes out. And even the most mild mannered, sweet little lady can destroy somebody's world. It just is. You're compelled by the butt. The only guy that shows up in my chat, and it's that guy. Seriously. Anyway, the thing that I want people to take away from the show today is, yes, she is beautiful. Yes, she's voluptuous. Yes, he finds ways of making sure every curve in her body. And no objection there. However, what makes her somebody to keep following, somebody to keep coming back to, somebody to keep to buy all this stuff? I mean, what keeps me as a customer of Genuine Comics and of this Perfect 10 series is oh gosh, I gotta point at the sign, don't I? I have to point at the sign. Yeah, where's the sign? There we go. Where did I put the sign? I didn't put the sign. Oh crap. Anyway, what happened to my sign? Oh well. All right. Anyway, think about it this. Before I got distracted. If you make your character voluptuous and beautiful, and a good example, there's a snowman. He's got a hot Indian chick. She didn't really participate in the book, but she's a hot Indian chick, or she's dressed as an Indian chick, but she's actually from Czechoslovakia. I still don't know what that is. I think he trying to stay away from getting running afoul of Native Americans. He made her from Czechoslovakia. It's kind of a odd move, but so many other odd things about it. Whatever. But the thing is, I'm not going to go back to this Snowman series. He's got a new book he's advertising, and I'm sure it's going to make over 100,000 easy. First of all, he's from All Caps Comics, and All Caps Comics people just buy back at reflexively. That and the art is incredible. Matt Martin is incredible artist. But you don't back that book for the characters. You don't back that book, for anything but she looks good and buckskins. She looks good in buckskins. Okay, there you go. And altar top or whatever. There you go. If you want that, she's got it in spades. there's another series that eventually I'm going to get this guy on, this Professor Murph series, War Party. And he has got Diani. And Diani is a very complicated character. She's immortal, but she, talk about Indian. She's actual Indian. He's not shying away from that. And way more compelling than whatever that name chick was in Snowman. But he doesn't shy away from it. She's sexy. She's very sexy. If I had it, I didn't get one handy, but they're in the back. Eventually I'm going to have him on as a credible credible creator. However, what makes her compelling is her backstory, her nuance, and the interesting things about her. What is Wiki saying over here? Oh, cruel. Bad news. I have arrived. Yeah. The gang's all here. It's all downhill from here. Fortunately, I'm about to wrap this show up. All right. What I'm saying is, even if they got powers, even if they're powerful and strong in some way, like Wonder Woman, depending on who writes her, Wonder Woman can either be very compelling or boring. And it depends on the level of vulnerability somebody gives her. Emotional vulnerability, even if she's not physically vulnerable, emotional vulnerability is compelling. And women characters have things you can do with women characters that you cannot do with male characters. There's emotional complexity there. There's a vulnerability there, and there is a femininity there. And what they're doing in the mainstream is they're taking their femininity and making it masculine. How boring is that? I know it's all an attempt to make everything androgynous and gender neutral. But the thing that makes women interesting as characters are the very things that they're neutering right now. Tomb Raider. How many people play Tomb Raider? Most of the world has played Tomb Raider, one iteration or another. And the reason why is because she is very compelling. And people love, the halter top, the short shorts, and the twin Desert Eagles, though I doubt a woman's going to be able to handle Desert Eagles like that. I don't know. I don't know. Angelina Jolie managed. One second. Linda Carter did a good job. Yep. Most of her own stunts on the TV Wonder Woman show. Yep. I really loved Linda Carter when I was a little kid. Men are women now, women are men now. Yeah. And so what happens is that once you take those differences out, once you nerf those, then you have nerfed every advantage you have by having a female character. You have totally destroyed every advantage you have. And you're not going to compensate with TNA. You're just not. That's not enough. Yes, I know it's nice. Yes, I know. I know that it definitely helps sell a book. If that's all you got, if that's all your character is, then basically you'll get the sales on the front end, but you won't get people coming back over and over and over again like I do. Perfect 10. And so the reason why this character I think is next is because of the dearth of genuinely compelling, powered females in the mainstream. Because they've left the door wide open. One second. TNA, you watch wrestling? No, he means, you know what he means. You know what he means. Thing about it is, though, is the door's wide open. They have lost their ever-loving minds, and they have totally screwed the pooch with their female characters. Furiosa proves that. That Acolyte series that just got canceled was chock full of these emotionless, passionless, masculine females. It's chock full of them. There wasn't a compelling, sensitive female in the whole entire thing. That's from every account that I can find. And that's like, oh, they're strong. Oh, they're girl bossing, that's not compelling. It's not compelling for people. Look at the track record. The moment that Disney moved off the Leia model and moved on to the Rey Skywalker model, Star Wars went. Why? Because you've got to, if you got a female character, if you nerf the things that make them feminine, you have lost every advantage that you had. Look at the Marvels, that movie, The Marvels. The only character people said was worth watching it for was the little girl that played Miss Marvel, because she plays her vulnerable. She plays her compelling. Except, the girl boss towards the end, and, pretty much she learned skills like instantaneously. And even though she was supposed to be an ordinary schoolgirl that just got powers, she suddenly is like showing martial arts skills and that she didn't learn in any way, shape, or form. And people were like checked out. And the movie it showed us what. Oh no, Acolyte was canceled. So sad. Not Acolyte was massive money loser. Too bad they're pulling. So bad they're pulling merchant toys. Yeah, they pulled them already. Probably going to stick them in Ollie's right away. So at the end of the day, even if you have a powered female character, keep them feminine. Make them vulnerable. Make them and lean into it. Because women are different from men, and that's not a bad thing. Intersectional feminists will want you to think it's a bad thing, but it's not. It's what makes the world work. It's what makes the world go round. It's the difference between male and female. And when you nerf that in your whatever work of fiction that you've got, whether it's be it movie, comic, what have you, even commercials, even television commercials, everybody's a girl boss. And every guy's an idiot and every woman's a girl boss. I mean, it's not compelling. It's just not compelling. So here we are, perfect 10. You got a very, very compelling character, even if she wasn't attractive, but she happens to be very attractive. Even if she wasn't, though, I would still be following her series. However, if you're going to make a fictional series, why would you make your character unattractive? Seriously. What's the point of that? Hold on a second. Let me pull up this, all right, men hate masculine women and women hate feminine men. Yeah. And thus the state of Hollywood right now. That's the state of Hollywood right now. So that's why Perfect 10 has a prime opportunity to make some waves in the mainstream. Here is the trailer. I've got the link in the chat for this campaign. It's on FMC right now. I also have it in the description. So I would go and back it today. I think he's got catch-up tiers. I would take advantage of those. I think he's got a digital catch-up tier where you can catch up out of the back catalog with just a digital download. But I would say if you want a female character who's easy on the eyes, very, very, very easy on the eyes, but still has a story. However, still has a story. Still has a backstory. Still has a vulnerability. Still has a personality that's compelling. Check out Perfect 10. Here is the trailer. I don't know who does his sound design, but all his trailers have just incredible sound to them. See, strong women don't need to look like He-Man. They do not. She has impressive assets. Yeah, she definitely has impressive assets. It's the reason why I'm stuck on the butt word. Anyway. All right. So I fumbled around enough. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, the fluffiest chat and all the YouTube, everybody that's watching on X, Rumble, and YouTube. And we will see you next time. What's next? I'm going to have Eric Ninotowski, a guy who knows how to write a feminine character. And we're going to talk about his series, Shadow Sentry, why it is a series that you need to be paying attention to, why he's a creator that you need to definitely be backing every chance you get. If you like Image Comics, but Image Comics, however, well written, okay, well written, like, but if you like the art of Image Comics, but the writing wasn't your thing, because basically the writing was basic at best, then you want to check out Shadow Sentry. But that's going to be next Thursday, a talk with Eric Ninotowski. And beyond that, then what's next is going to be talking to Immortal Rising, my buddy Aaron from his dungeon. Trust me, he has a dungeon. All right, but that's going to be the next 2 weeks of what's next. I'm actually planning ahead for once. Wow. But the butt. You forgot the T. You forgot a T. Anyway. Anyway, so that's been Cool for Telepathic Bunny Comics. Thank you all for coming down the rabbit hole. Remember, follow the white rabbit. We will see you next time as soon as I find my outro. Here we go. Later. Did it do it again? Did it freaking do it again? StreamYard sucks. Okay. StreamYard sucks. All right. Let's try this again.